15 seconds. We're ready. Good evening, sports fans. Welcome to another exciting edition of high school basketball here on your high school sports leader, Oregon Sports Beat. Tonight from Liberty High School. It's the second game in the Merritt Truax Memorial Northwest Shootout. We've already had girls action, and in that game, Washington won 97-74. We're just about ready for the start of the boys action. If you can see our picture there, you look down on court, it looks like the NBA game. Those are Portland Trailblazer uniforms, replica uniforms that the Oregon team is wearing. Seattle Seahawks Sonics colors for the Washington team. Hi everybody, I'm Dave Hall. I'll be doing the play-by-play. Working with me and doing our expert analysis is longtime Oregon City girls basketball coach Kurt Guelsdorf. We're also joined by Steve Roberts, my broadcast partner on high school games during the year. Kurt, this is a big matchup tonight. Lots of really good players on both of these teams. Last year, you and I did this game. The final score was 145-139.
Yeah, I do. I think the scoreboard malfunctioned late in that game. I think the numbers were going too quickly, probably like
a slot machine.
Slot machine, you know. Ryan hits the buffet and then the slot machine, and he, you know, just like he's at the boys' game here. So, but yeah, all kidding aside, it's going to be a fun one. I love to get these boys' games in as a girls' coach that. Watching the athleticism, the guys, the dunks, the over-the-rim plays that are really fun to watch, and some of the ability that these guys have to create their own shot. It's a real treat for the fans.
Larry Doty, the head coach for the Oregon boys team. What we're going to do when we get down here to the start after the warm-ups, we'll introduce the players on both teams, and as we go along, we'll catch the PA announcer, and Kurt will give us some information. One of the players on the Washington team, his name is Riley Sorn, and he is 7'4".
It'll be very interesting, you know, just watching him warm up. Moves fairly well. You mentioned that he doesn't get a lot of elevation on his jump shot, so we'll definitely kind of see what it looks like. You know, last night at the Nike Hoop Summit, watched Bull, a future Oregon Duck, and he reminded me a little bit, just similar in that obviously Bull, All-American high school player. But they're not super mobile yet. They've got to kind of get a little bit stronger, a little bit more muscle, and so it'll be interesting to watch this one.
All right, Oregon out on warming up here, and you can take a look at them, and some of the names on the team should ring a bell with you. One of the starters is going to be Bryce Sloan, the guard from Lincoln. Another starter will be Cole Turner. Cole, of course, one of the outstanding wide receivers on the football team that won the state championship for Clackamas. Jake Estep from Beaverton will start the game. Matt Van Tassel will start for Oregon. Kyle Greeley will start. So we'll introduce these players. They'll introduce an Oregon player and a Washington player, and we'll give you some comments on them as we go along, and then we'll get started in action. 2 20-minute halves with a 30-second shot clock.
Yeah, and again, in a game like this, probably the shot clock won't matter. But again, as I've advocated so much, I think it's just great for the game, great for the high school game to play with the shot clock. That's why they come to play. They don't come to play and say, "Okay, coach, when can we stall?" It's always, "Hey, let's have fun. Let's put the ball in my hands and let's try to make a play."
All right, the girls' game was dominated by the Washington team and by Lexi Hall, the All-American, the first-team All-American from USA Today, and she had 27 points in the game. We gave you a little announcement during the during the girls' game. We'll repeat that announcement during halftime of this game. Kurt has an announcement for us about his future employment plans. So we'll get to that halftime of the boys' game also.
A two-time defensive NCC Defensive Player of the Year. He is the 2017-2018 NCC Player of the Year and the 2017-18 Second Team All-Tournament selection. He averages 16 points and 8.6 rebounds per game. Bang your hands together for number 15, Riley Sorn.
All right, we're introducing players. We'll start with the Washington player. This is number 52, This is Riley Sorn, averaged 16 points and 8 rebounds, and he is, in fact, 7'4". Maybe you can't tell that because he's the only person out there, but when we get some people next to him.
That'd be one of those ones you'd love to walk down on the floor real quick just to get next to a 7'4" human being.
This is number 23 for Oregon. This is Alexis Angeles. He's 6'8". He's from Tualatin.
That was your comparison right there.
Good one. I know.
Angeles 6'8". You can see how much smaller he appeared than Riley Sorn.
I got to see him preseason against our boys team, and I tell you what, he can score the basketball.
This is number 32, and this is for Washington. This is Caden Anderson.
All-area team selection and is the all-time leading scorer for Enumclaw High School.
You know, that's kind of a great thing to say when you're a kid and you go out there and some of the PA announcer says, this is the all-time leading scorer at this high school, Caden Anderson.
Notice both teams from Oregon have the same shoes. From Oregon City High School, he was selected first team all-age and the Mountain Conference Player of the Year.
This is from Oregon City High School, first team All-Mount Hood Conference and the Mount Hood Conference Player of the Year. Taryn Bradford, number 24.
Great kid, great player. Got to know him over the years, coached his sisters. Just a terrific young man and got a bright future. He's actually committed to Northwest Nazarene. Got that information this week. So
Bradford going to Northwest Nazarene. Number 36 for, I'm sorry, number 35. This is Nick Lynch. Lynch, a big kid.
Representing the state of Oregon, he's 6'1" from South Eugene High School. He is the SWC Player of the Year and two-time All-Conference. He is a McDonald's All-American nominee and an Eastmark All-American. He averages 22.4 points.
Averaging 22 points a game for Oregon. Number 15, this is Jay Elmore. Elmore, 6'1". He is undecided on where he's going to go to college. I imagine we'll be having some decisions here very soon.
And three-time first-team All-League. He's a two-time All-Area and first-team All-State selection. He is an All-Area
for Washington.
Player of the Year and Washington 3A Player of
The Washington 3A Player of the Year, number 1, and that is Emmett Matthews. He is one of the starters.
From Oregon, he's 6'6" from McMinnville High School. He is a 2017-18 6A basketball state.
A player that I really like,
He is a first-team prep.
and this is number 33 from McMinnville.
Most valuable player. He is a Nike Elite 2014 member. He averages 22.4 points.
Averaging 22 points a game.
He will be attending Linfield College at McMinnville.
And he'll be headed to Linfield. This is Aaron Baumey, plays for McMinnville, going to Linfield. I saw him, I broadcast the game where he put up 35 points on Grant.
Yeah, again, you're going to have a lot of talent on both sides. Just noticing the size lineup so far, Steve pointed out just kind of non-verbally, they got some size over there in Washington. So certainly we'll see as the Oregon team gets announced here if they can kind of match that physicality.
Number 4, Kevin Porter Jr.
USC commit.
And he is headed to USC. Imagine that. Number 30 coming up for Oregon, and that is Jake Estep. Jake, 6'6". He's from Beaverton, and he's going to Western Oregon.
Yeah, the Estep family has been around the metro area for a long time.
Playing for Beaverton.
6'4" from Timberline High School. He is his high school's leading scorer.
Another leading scorer from a high school.
He is the Thurston County all-time leading scorer.
And did you hear that? He's Thurston County's all-time leading scorer in high school. This is number 3, and he will also start tonight, and that is Eric Stevenson.
Beaverton's going to Wichita State.
West Salem High School. He is the 2017-18 GVC Player of the Year and the 2017-18 State.
All right, from West Salem High School, 6'5". This is Kyle Greeley. He'll start for the Oregon team, and he is headed to my alma mater, Portland State.
Yes, as am I, also Portland State grad.
And they're going to be playing in that brand new facility.
That's going to be fun to see.
He is a 3-time All-Metro selection and a 2-time All-State. He is the Metro Defensive Player of the Year and State Champion Most Valuable Player. He averages 11.6 points and 4.3 rebounds and 6.7 assists per game, but he's injured. He is Eddie Turner.
All right, this is Eddie Turner. He's not going to play in the game. He's injured, but he is he's the most valuable player from Garfield's team that won the Washington State Championship. All right, another starter coming up for the Oregon team, and this is going to be number 00. That is Bryce Sloan. And he's the 3-time most valuable player for Lincoln High School, all PIL. He's undecided on his college, but it's Bryce Sloan, and you'll see he's a very good ball handler and a very, very good at running the offense.
Is Lincoln part of that PIL group that was first, second, and third this year?
Exactly. Grant, Jefferson, and Lincoln they play good ball in the PIL, but now they play good ball all the way through the PIL.
Yes.
For Washington, this is number 12 for Washington, and it's Trevante Anderson.
Another Rainier Beach player. They've got a couple on this squad.
You only have to look down the list of people who played at Rainier Beach, and it's
Garfield,
pretty amazing.
Rainier Beach right there.
Those
are some
I think
programs.
Jamal Crawford played at Rainier Beach. This is number 50. This is Matt Van Tassel. He'll start for the Oregon team, and he's headed to Oregon Institute of Technology down in Klamath Falls. From Eastside High School for Washington, this is number 24. This is Brock McKenzie. And he's headed to San Diego. I'm sorry.
Point Loma, though, that is in San Diego, and it is a beautiful campus. We're making the move to Division II now. Formerly NAIA.
Number 20, this is Cole Turner from Clackamas. I mentioned he's a football superstar. He's going to be headed to...
he's going to go to Nevada and play football.
Right. But he is also a very, very talented basketball player. This is number 25 for Washington, and this is C.J. Ellaby.
He's going to Washington State.
And that is the players. Pretty impressive lineups for both teams.
Yes.
This is number 21 now being introduced for Oregon. I'm sorry, this is
Turner.
Cole Turner.
I think that might have been Dalton Rennie.
It was.
Before.
Earlier when I said that was Turner, it was actually Dalton Rennie. It was 20 instead of 21. We're going to complete the introduction of the players. We're going to get this started. We're at Liberty High School. This is the Merritt Truax Memorial Northwest Shootout. I mentioned last year the game was 145-139 Oregon. The most valuable player in that game last year was Isaac Bonton of Park Rose High School, who's now playing at a community college in Wyoming and had a very good year.
It just shows you how many great players there are out there. On the boys and girls side, there's so much competition that you get to see this glimpse, and and the opportunities to play are out there. Sometimes the level of play, it depends on the athlete and the right fit.
They're not playing either one of the big guys.
All right, we're just about ready to tip this off. And Washington is not going to start with Soren out on the court, 7'4". We're going to jump it up at center. And I believe it's going to be Turner, and Turner will jump against Matthews.
This ought to be good just to start as these two athletes go at it here.
There's the tip, and it's controlled by Matthews. Matthews picks it back up after his tip. Washington with the ball, the pull-up jumper, and there it is. That's a 2. Ellaby with a 2.
Right off the bat, again, a 25-point a game and high school player committed to Washington State. We're going to see some action here.
Shot clock doesn't need to be on here, does it?
Probably not necessary late in the game.
Wow, turnaround jumper right off the bat, and a great shot by Matt Van Tassel. 2-2 our score, we're just underway. Matthews in the corner, left-handed shot, doesn't go, rebound Turner. Turner went up and got that. Sloan from Lincoln in the corner, the shot, yes.
A nice setup by Sloan there, kind of used his body as a screen and pitched it back.
Greeley with the bucket. That's a 3, 5-2, I'm sorry, our score. Washington with the ball. That's a 3, doesn't go. Rebound Turner, he's got 2 rebounds here in the first minute. Sloan out on top. They get it into Turner. Turner, turnaround look, banks it in.
They took advantage of a little bit of a mismatch there. Posted him up. Turner did a good job of initiating the contact, not fading away, going up into the advantage.
7-2 Oregon. Long jumper. Turner, another rebound. 3 rebounds already. In the corner, Van Tassel, no. Rebound though.
Sloan was able to slice through there.
Sloan with the rebound. Gets it back, another long 3, that doesn't go. Washington with the rebound. Quickly inside, no. Van Tassel ahead. Turner inside, and a foul. Turner hits the deck.
Yeah, the Oregon team a little bit more organized early. Not a ton of offense, but Sloan doing a good job. Said the little pitch in the corner to Greeley for the 3. A little pitch back there didn't go, but they were able to get an offensive rebound.
Right.
Seem a little bit more
in the flow.
Yes.
In the flow of the game. Turner at the line.
A lot of one-on-one play by the Washington squad right now.
7-2 our score. Turner at the line. Turner with 3 rebounds already. Second shot on the way. Back iron on that one too. Turner missed them both. Here comes Washington quickly. That ball tipped and loose. Saved. Here comes Oregon. Sloan in the corner. They'll take it out on top. Greeley. Kyle Greeley. Sloan will come back out.
There's a mismatch there underneath. Don't see him.
Gonna have to shoot here pretty soon. There it is, a shot clock violation.
Yeah, a little tough in here, but the shot clock's in the corners. You know, we talked about it not coming into play, but just a little bit of an all-star situation there. Not quite sure what to do, and then the shot clock runs out.
30-second shot clock, and it ran out.
Yeah, especially for the Oregon kids. They've rarely ever used it.
Down the lane and jams it home. That's Kevin Porter.
That was easy.
It's like the sea parted, and he just went down there.
I don't think anybody wanted to be on the poster.
Sloan can shoot besides being a ball handler. There's the shot. Oops, long. Inside, hits the bottom of the rim. Washington comes up with it. This is Matthews. We had a player down. Player down, and that's S-step.
Again, the stoppage there, that's probably an all-star game call versus a normal high school game. You're probably going to let it play out as long as it's not a head injury or there's no blood on the floor. But in an all-star game, you're going to stop it, allow the substitution to happen, or at least check on the player.
Washington checks in 35 Lynch, and I bet Lynch is in there to get some rebounds because they've been getting out-rebounded. Sets a pick. Pull-up jumper, bounces around, doesn't go. Lynch with the rebound and the putback, and it's in.
Now, I would think Chris Peterson from the University of Washington might be here to watch him play.
Wow, yeah.
Nice reverse there.
S-step, the player who was down with a reverse layup. 9-6 now, Oregon leads, and there's a foul. That's over the back of Lynch. Lynch looks like a football player is what he looks like.
Yes, he does. They list him at 6'11". I'd like to have gotten the weight along with that 6'11".
That's a lot of body on that kid out there.
There's Van Tassel. They list him at 6'7".
He's given up height and weight.
Oh, man.
Pullback jumper doesn't go. Rebound, Oregon. Head to Sloan. Van Tassel. A couple of spin moves and tries to get it to Turner. And that's going to be off Turner. Turner was saying it was off somebody else, but off Oregon. Washington ball. 15:31 left to go here in the first half. 9-6 Oregon.
A little bit of an overpass there. Probably would have been better off kicking it out to a corner three or a wing three.
Twin Towers.
Lob in. This is Porter. Send it out. Down the lane, Leaner. Stevenson with the bucket.
Now, when I saw the Wichita State commit, I was a little intrigued because you don't see a ton of Wichita State players coming out of the Northwest. Usually the University of Washington or Oregon State or Washington State are going to swoop them up.
Two quick buckets there by Washington. They take the lead now 10-9. That's an air ball shot. Washington coming right back. Down the lane, scoop shot, the tip, that doesn't go. Rebound. Quickly ahead, inside, lays it in. S-step with the bucket.
Keeping it close.
The girls did that too.
Yeah, again, the Oregon squad has got some ball players that'll keep this game competitive. Smart, heady kind of guys that'll not let Washington just boat race them right out of here. And we talked about the size difference. Clearly, Washington has some physicality, but Oregon's got enough smarts and three-point shooting. This should be a great, entertaining game.
11-10, Oregon with the lead. 14:26 left to go. We've still not seen the big kid for Washington, Riley Soren, who's 7'4".
I'd be curious if they maybe play a little zone when he comes in, as opposed to bringing him out man-to-man against a more athletic player.
Bryce Sloan to take a rest, but while he was out there, he did a good job of running the Oregon offense.
Yes. It looks like Oregon subbed all 5 players.
Washington with the ball up court. Porter. He's number 4. Cross-court pass, quick shot. Bounces high, Oregon with the rebound. Nice job on the rebound there by Dalton Rennie. Tipped out of bounds, Oregon will inbound the ball.
I'm intrigued from up here looking down at number 4 for the Washington squad. Kevin Porter is an athletic-looking young man there. And the one breakaway he had, it was spectacular. I'm kind of curious to see what he does if Washington can get the tempo going, get him in the open floor a little bit.
And there's a pass too high, intended for Bradford.
Yeah. And that's an easy one for me. I can pick that out.
Okay.
Watched him run around the hallways for 4 years now.
Mount Hood Conference Player of the Year, number 24, Bradford. Lynch with the ball. Sets a screen for number 4, who pulled up jumper, buried it. Porter, his second bucket. He has 5 in the game.
Now, if he can do that on a regular basis, oh, baby. Because we already saw him put him on the bounce and get by.
Well, they had a pretty good screen that time from Lynch. There's the ball knocked away.
Oh, boy.
And here comes Porter, and he's going to reverse jam that.
Yeah, there's something special about him. Just watching him move. You know, people out there wonder about these athletes and how they can do what they do, and sometimes you could just watch them.
There's the shot for 3, bounce in and out.
Oh boy.
Ball quickly ahead, Porter. Porter is very athletic. There's a 3-point shotter. And that's McKenzie. McKenzie now with 5 in the game. The lead now goes to 7 quickly. 8 straight points for Washington. Lynch with a rebound. Quickly ahead. And we got a whistle and a foul.
Yeah,
that was Ellaby going into the basket and fouled.
Yeah, good foul by Bradford. Otherwise, maybe reverse dunk. At minimum, probably reverse lay-in. They're going to call that on the shot.
That is going to send Ellaby to the line. It was 11-10 Oregon. It's 18-11 now Washington. So they ran off 8 straight points. Ellaby eyes the basket, in and out. We got a lot of left-handed shooters.
We
in
do,
this game.
and I'm telling you, I'm a huge believer that lefties have a huge advantage. Now, I'd be wondering, Dave, if you could pull off Ellaby's haircut, though. Because that's a little Dylan Brooks right there.
Oh, there you go.
We all know how good a player Dylan Brooks is. He was actually at the Hoop Summit last night, and I'll say this from a distance, a few rows behind, Dylan Brooks was the most gracious young man, signed autographs, took pictures with people all night long.
Pull-up jumper. Tries for the tip. Lynch with the rebound. Lynch has been effective rebounding since he got in there. Down the lane, a little floater, doesn't go. Rebound Oregon. That's it. Alexis Angeles in the corner of the shot. That doesn't go. Lynch with another rebound.
He is cleaning up the boards.
And this is Porter. Porter steps back.
Right there in Bradford. I'll talk to him on Monday about his matchup there with Kevin Porter.
Held his own that time. Down the lane, the lay-in. Trevante Anderson with the bucket. And now the lead is 10. That's 11 straight points that Washington's ran off, and it's 21-11.
In some ways, I don't want to compare saying similar to the girls, but the Washington squad clearly looks in the first few minutes very explosive. Dynamic athletes that can put the ball in the basket in a lot of different ways, and Oregon's got their hands full for sure.
Speaking of putting the ball in the basket, right now the players Oregon has on the court, nobody can do it.
It's tough. Every guy that they have in front of them defensively is taller, bigger, and faster. You know, Cole Turner had some mismatches early that Steve and I picked out right away, and they were able to get it in there and start out. Remember, 7-2, and Oregon was up, and now it's kind of completely flipped here. And just eyeballing it from up here, you could see the athleticism and the size.
Since it was 7-2, Oregon's been outscored 19-4.
You know, Nick Lynch going to Lehigh, and remember, C.J. McCullen's a Lehigh guy.
I wonder if he had anything to do with that.
I don't know, but boy, Nick Lynch is an impressive athlete too, and he's just a big guy that you think maybe big and slow, but he moves, and it seems like every rebound is his, and that is such an important factor.
He's going to play ball back east, and he looks like a back east ball player, doesn't he?
He kind of does, throwbackish a little bit there.
Oregon. There's the jumper. Yes, finally. A 3-point bucket, and that's Jay Elmore.
Pride of South Eugene there.
Rebound, Bradford. Bradford down the middle. Dishes off on a wing. Alexis short. Porter's out in front. Nope. Instead.
Yeah, transition right there. That's quick getting up and down the floor.
Brock McKenzie has 7 in the game. In a corner for the 3, in and out again, and Lynch another rebound.
And Oregon's got some three-point shooters. Your dilemma a little bit is that those can turn into some long rebounds, which turns into Washington athletically getting
McKenzie doesn't get that one. Tipped, Oregon with the ball. Turner dominated the boards in the first 2 minutes of the game, but since then it's been Lynch. Bradford, 3, long 3, no. Rebound and a layup. Nice play that time. That was Alexis Angeles.
And good hustle play there. Just got off to a board and got him an easy bucket.
The lead is 7, 23-16. Oregon's going to bring in 5 new players. Down the lane, and that doesn't go, a whistle and a foul. It's going to send to the line. That's Trevante Anderson.
Just a little simple pick and roll up top, and just enough.
Look at Lynch standing next to Aaron Baume.
Wait till you see what comes on the floor now and standing next to him.
Yes, they're making some subs. Looks like Washington's going more traditional rotation, not 5 and 5, but playing guys in the spots and just picking 2 or 3 guys at a time to sub.
Riley Sorn is in the game. He's 7'4", and Turner stuck up his hand and said, "I got him."
It'll be fun to watch. Got Van Tassel and Turner going to have to keep them off the boards.
There's a free throw. Anderson with the free throw, 24-16. Estep with a bucket for 3, and Estep has 7 in the game.
They're watching him playing man there with Riley. He's not going to be able to get out there on that 3-point shot.
There's a 3-point bucket. Stevenson with a 3-pointer. He has 5 in the game. There's a shot, and Sorn changed the angle of that shot. And a blocking foul. That's going to be a foul on number 30 on Estep. That's a foul. Looked to me like to go either way.
Yeah, here's something, guys. Have you noticed this? And this goes from the NBA on down. When there's a little bit of contact, there's an over-exaggeration of that contact, and it's trickled down to high school now. You know, right there, that was a play you never would have seen 5 or 10 years ago ever. You get hit, bump, foul, whatever. But now we over-exaggerate everything.
Right.
It's very interesting.
Acting. Oh, there's the ball. If you're looking for where the ball is, it's stuck up in the backboard between the glass and the hoop.
Gutsy move there.
I was kind of hoping Soren was going to just reach and touch it without jumping, out of curiosity.
At the line, number 32, and that's Kyle Greeley. He has 3 in the game. First free throw on the way. Greeley gets that. The lead is 7, 27-20, 9:23 left to go here, first half. 2 team fouls on Washington, 4 on Oregon. Second shot on the way. Both of them, Greeley got them both. He's got 5 in the game. Sorn has set a lot of picks in this game. Drive down the lane, a miss. That was Matthews. Turner inside, reverse layup. Tried to go past Sorn and reverse the layup, and too hard. Well, you know, another behind the back pass, and just didn't work.
Yeah, right idea, just bad execution.
When you make it, it's spectacular. When you don't, it's foolish.
Yes. That's why most of my hairs are gray.
There's a 3-point bucket. Greeley, the shot by Sorn, the rebound by Turner. Turner has 5 rebounds, I think, now here in the first half.
I think they need to attack Sorn a little bit from the outside like they're doing.
Oh. Greeley hits another three-pointer. He got Soren to come out. Soren stood up to guard him, and Greeley shot over the top of him. Buried a three.
Good, smart basketball by the Oregon group, and it just, looking like they're running a little five-out offense. Get the big guy out of there.
Right, and we're even now again at 27-27, and Greeley's hit three-pointers here in the first half. He has 11 in the game.
And certainly the three ball is the strength of the Oregon squad here in our limited, viewing of this game so far. And they certainly, they're going to have to make threes to stay in this ball game.
Soren came in, he's 7'4", and on offense, all I've seen from him on offense is setting picks. And on defense, I haven't seen him underneath the basket. He's been hanging around kind of outside shooters. He did get a couple of shooters to change the arc on their shot. Greeley did that time, but he buried it.
Yeah, and again, they're in a man-to-man defense for Washington, and he's going to have to guard somebody. When Oregon has 5 shooters out there, that's what you're going to get. I'd be curious if maybe when he plays the second time through, they don't play a little zone, let him stay in the paint and see what happens there.
8:09 left to go here in the first half. We're even at 27-27, Oregon and Washington. You look down there and you think it might be the Trailblazers and the Sonics, but that's a special effect that the Merritt Truax Memorial Trust administrators this time decided they'd make these teams look like that. I think it's a great little idea.
Oh, for sure. Adds a little flavor to the game and kind of a throwback to the old Sonics days. And I grew up watching Gus Williams and
exactly
Dennis Johnson and some of those other guys.
Soren out of the game. He played about 3 minutes. There's a shot, and there's another rebound. This is Greeley with the ball. Greeley. There's a shot for 3. Buried it. Estep. Estep hits his second three-pointer. 6 three-pointers made here by Oregon in the first half. And Oregon now up 30-27.
We talked about how the three ball has changed the game.
Nice play defensively inside that time. There's the three-point shot, in and out, and a rebound. Oregon. This is Greeley. Greeley underneath. Van Tassel blocked.
Good boy. Probably doesn't see a whole lot of that when he's playing at Mountain View, but he got some there.
Stevenson hits a 2. Stevenson has 7 in the game. 30-29, Oregon leads. Down inside. Turner with a shot, fouled.
Nice shot fake. And patience with his shot fake, too. He didn't go right back into the shot block. He waited, timed it right, used some strength, got some contact.
Turner will go to the line. He has 2 points in the game. 1 point lead for Oregon, 30-29. 6:45 left to go here in the first. Turner missed it.
Nick Lynch checks in for the Washington All-Stars.
Lynch checks back in.
I'm going to think back to a player that he reminds me of. And I was going to think Sigma just because of the Sonics, but we'll see if he has that Sigma move turnaround jumper. But certainly rebounding well and made a big difference in his first rotation.
Turner missed both free throws. We're still at 30-29. You know, a player that it reminds me of that he kind of looks a little like maybe when he was younger is Dave Cowens. Slow.
They're hitting those threes, boy, keeping them in. It's keeping them up, actually.
Wow, Oregon's living on the threes. Lynch underneath, fouled by Turner over the top. 33-29, Oregon leads by 4.
If you remember Dave Cowens, remember they would list him at like 6'9" or 6'10", but he was really like 6'5".
6, yeah.
But he would drive everybody nuts with his hustle and hard work.
Right.
And as growing up a Laker fan, you just hated the Celtics. You just hated them just because. I remember yelling at the screen when I was 10 years old.
Lynch with the free throw. He has 3 in the game, but boy, his value has been playing defense against rebounds.
Oh, golly.
Second shot on the way. Do you know where Lynch? Oh, Lynch is the guy headed to Lehigh. That's
yes.
right.
And right now the Washington squad is big.
Turnaround jumper doesn't go. Lynch with another rebound. There's a shot too hard. We got a player hit the deck. That was Lynch. That's why it made such a big noise.
Fundamentally sound right now. Oregon playing good basketball, doing what they are capable of doing, not trying to do too much.
They've done a good job maintaining, keeping the defensive boards there, not giving second chances, and they've done a real good job coming up and scoring.
Yes.
Oregon with the ball and the lead, 33-31, 5:48 left to go in the first. Sloan inside, Turner looks for a way to get it, sends it back out, Sloan for three, no. Tipped back underneath, and there's the ball. Greeley.
Yes, that was a nice little execution by Sloan on that last play, hitting the slip to Cole Turner inside, and that got that inside-out action going.
Greeley has 13 here in the first half. Lob to Lynch, he's underneath the bucket. Blocked from behind, nice job by Turner. Lynch went up like he's got a shot, and Turner just blocked it, and down the lane goes Greeley. 15 in the game for Greeley.
Well, that's a good
Remember,
unit. It's a good unit that Oregon's got out there. Turner's rebounding it pretty well, and
there's a steal, on the bucket, blocked from behind. Lets the defender go by and shoots by. By the way, remember, Greeley's going to Portland State.
Hey, good news. New arena.
5,000-seat arena over Portland State there.
Yeah,
beautiful.
The coach that came in last year, Barrett, what was his last name? I can't
He came
remember.
from Fresno State or someplace like that.
He seems like a high-energy guy, maybe
Right.
a guy that'll really buy into to doing some good things down there in the park blocks.
Estep misses the first free throw, and if you have to fault the Oregon players for one thing here in the first half, they've missed a ton of free throws.
Isn't that weird? You knock the three ball down, but you miss free throws. It's a weird thing.
Right. Estep gets that one. He has 11 in the game. The lead is 7 for the Oregon players. 38-31, 4:46 left to go here in the first. Second shot, make it the lead at 8.
Actually, that was third shot.
I'm sorry.
They missed the first and made the next two.
39-31, 8-point lead for Oregon. The high-flying Washington offense that was streaking into the basket has just kind of taken a slowdown.
Yeah, I give a lot of credit to the Oregon offense, making buckets, keeping Washington from going the other way. I mean, we got 4 minutes to go, and they're at 39, so we're looking on pace for a 50-plus half. The other thing Oregon's doing
There's
a
a
great
shot
job.
by Baumey, and he buries the three.
They're doing a great job of not panicking against the size.
And it's an 11-point lead for Oregon. Turnaround jumper, yeah, that's going to go. Stevenson for 2. Stevenson has 9 in the game. 42-33. There's a long outside jumper. Bradford hits a 3.
A little Pioneer pride there. Taryn Bradford, nice shot. And again, Oregon winning the three-point line.
Lynch, bad place to let him be is down low, and he just turns around and lets it in. By the way, everybody on Oregon has scored except Rennie.
Jump ball, ultimate possession rule. Oregon ball.
Yeah, they let Lynch get too low that time, and he just turned around and laid it in. But the lead is 10, 45-35. Timeout on the court, so we've got 3:37 left to go here in the first half. 45-35, a 10-point lead for Oregon. And I mentioned that just a second ago, but Washington started off running the ball, and they looked to be in sync, and all of a sudden it's just ground to a halt.
Yeah, the first 6 minutes and the last 10 are completely different games.
Yeah.
It's almost as we took a halftime, stopped, and Oregon made all these adjustments. The three ball obviously is Oregon's strength right now, but the other thing I think I really am impressed by the Oregon team is they're not panicking when these guys with their length and their size come at them. They're making fakes. They're throwing bounce passes. They're fundamentally sound against. Washington wants you to panic and get the spectacular play, go down to the other end and dunk it. Oregon has not fallen into the trap of panicking against the size and the length. They're just fundamentally sound players. And then you throw on top of that this 3-ball. It's going to be a fun game because Washington's going to make a run. And if Oregon continues to shoot it, we're going to be at a nice, exciting finish for the fans.
Keep up this 3-point shooting, and we will be an exciting finish. Almost a shot clock violation. Well, would have been because they didn't hit the rim there. Underneath, nice play under there by Bradford. Here comes Bradford. Has the ball knocked away. It's going to be Oregon's ball.
CJ Melody checks back in for Washington.
Lynch has played a lot of minutes here in the first half. Well, I no sooner said that than they're going to give him a rest.
On the floor, Oregon.
And timeout. 3:03 left to go in the first. 45-35, 10-point Oregon lead.
Yeah, Oregon's done a good job keeping good pace in this game. I noticed Washington, when they did take that lead, they were getting a lot of points out of transition. They just have not got that transition game running again.
9 3-point baskets made for Oregon in the first half.
And that'll help when you're hitting 9 of them. It stretches the defense. It forces them out of the paint and then creates driving lanes. I think Oregon, it's a blueprint to beat an athletic team like Washington. Is hit the 3-ball, take care of the ball. I'll be curious to see the turnovers at halftime. I would assume Oregon has done a tremendous job taking care of the basketball.
9 3-point baskets, 7 2-point baskets.
Be curious to see what happens out of the timeout here. We always talk about scoring after timeout, and you want to score 50% of the time after a timeout, maybe even higher. They're going to go fake handoff or come behind.
Nice pass inside. Baumey leaves it inside, and a great bucket that time. That's Rennie. And interestingly enough, every player on the Oregon roster has scored.
And that's all based on a backdoor cut.
And that's going to be a foul. That's a foul on number 23, Angeles.
And no more to give now. Washington goes to the foul line. Washington has 1 more to give. Big proponent of the no on-time score and fouls, and if you have any to give.
Porter down the lane and jammed it.
With the right hand.
Yes.
Left hand.
Has great athletic ability. Jammed that one. He got down the lane. Alexis Angeles off on the side. The shot from the side. Baumey missed that one.
Looked good. It looked like it was good coming out of his hand.
The ones that go in the top don't count. They have to come out the bottom. Rebound, Bradford. Bradford quickly ahead. He got it wide open underneath. Baumey with the bucket.
He looked off the defense there and made a nice pass inside.
The coordinated play of Oregon has taken them to a 12-point lead at 49-37.
Certainly, again, knowing who they are, playing good, solid, fundamental basketball and shooting the ball from the perimeter has helped.
Porter, step back, pull up jumper. Nope. Ball loose, picked up inside, right underneath the basket, and there's a whistle and foul. And that's going to send number 24, Brooke McKenzie, to the line. The foul is on Aaron Baumey. Baumey from McMinnville.
Good foul. Make him play. Don't give up an easy lay-in. I think that was a frustration pull-up jumper by Porter there. I think Washington players are looking up at the scoreboard and kind of doubting themselves a little bit here in this stretch.
49-37. Now make it 38. That's McKenzie. McKenzie scored 7 points early on, and it's been quiet since then. With the free throw now has 8.
Certainly the story of the Washington group, you know, had a good start and kind of struggled since.
Oregon inside, Baumey down the middle, puts it up, rolls around, drops through. Baumey was 7 in the game. When he gets hot, he's really hot.
And that's a lack of discipline on defense.
And there's another.
Washington squad.
Porter has 3 mammoth slams in this game. He has a total of 11 points. But it's a 10-point Oregon lead. Those 3 big slams from Porter still put them 10 points down.
Yes, his dunks are spectacular, but again, you go back the other way, 3 is just still more than 2.
Can you believe how many 3-point baskets?
I'd be curious to see how many timeouts they're allowing in this All-Star game. Typically, All-Star games have 4, but the way they've taken them, both teams, I think it must be 5, playing just high school rules with 5 timeouts. But that's 2 timeouts that Oregon's taken. My guess is if I'm Larry Doty, you're looking at the scoreboard with a minute 13. This is a 2-for-1 situation. If they get a quick shot here, they're going to get the ball back again and again. Although in an all-star game, it may not matter as much.
Right.
It could end up being 4 possessions for both teams
We
because of
mentioned
the nature of the game. Yeah.
we mentioned the athletic ability of Porter and those big slams. And, you know, he's headed to USC.
And you could see why, clearly.
Yep.
I think the Washington squad's still a little out of sorts. I mean, those have been spectacular plays, but they not really a free-flowing offense. Oregon's passing, cutting, moving, spacing, fundamentally sound basketball.
Porter listed at 6'1". He looks bigger than that to me.
Yeah, that looks like a misprint. It probably was a 7.
Yeah.
I'm guessing 6'7".
Yeah, me too.
Because he's standing next to the McMinnville kid, and he's just taller.
Right. Baumey with the ball. Bradford's hit some big shots. Alexis Angeles. Got to remember that shot clock. It's down to 10. Inside and stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, that's Rick Pitino used to have a saying about the baseline. Is you got to be a great player to go baseline, because there's some things that happen down there. If you're not physical enough to stay, you get bumped out.
It's another defender there.
Yeah, and at the same time, a great player can make a play to the backside. We love to throw, we call a baseline drift for a wide open 3. You watch Golden State play. You know, it's all over the game now, that baseline pass, but you got to be careful down there.
Oh, and there's a lob pass to Porter, who jams another one.
Washington's going to get the ball back one more time here. I'd be curious to see if Oregon tries to run it down or just play.
Stolen away, Washington. Quickly down court, and is that going to count?
Yeah, it's going to count.
Basket counts.
Eric Stevenson from Timberline High School, future Wichita State Shocker. One of the very best mascots in college basketball, right? The Shocker?
Absolutely.
Yes. It's just a thing of wheat, isn't it? Isn't it just like wheat coming out of the guy's hair?
You know, that's that old poem by Robert Frost. When the frost is on the pumpkin and the fodder's in the shock, that's who they are. They're the Shockers. Missed the free throw. Lead is 6, 51-45. Oregon's going to play for 1, I assume, here. Sloan with the ball.
Washington with 1 foul to give, but don't need
Stolen
to.
away. Stevenson works his way in and lays it in. Cuts the lead to 4. Unfortunate circumstances there allowed Washington to get 2 quick buckets at the end, and that's our score at the end of the first half. Oregon 51, Washington 47. We're going to keep it here during halftime, so stick around with us, and we'll be leading you up to the start of the second half. I mentioned, we teased that you had an announcement, Kurt, for people that weren't here during the girls' game. We mentioned you have recently left the job at Oregon City after 15 years and 3 state championships, and you've got a new job lined up.
Yep, I'm gonna go across the street and coach college basketball at Clackamas Community College, and work with my good friend Jim Martineau on taking that team and helping them out and doing whatever I can and working together to keep that team one of the best community college programs in the Northwest. And I'm excited about it, and it could lead to bigger and better things, or it could just be a great place for me to be and thrive and be around my 8th grade, soon to be 9th grade daughter, and watch her get to play too.
All right, well, congratulations. Let's talk about this game for a second. There was a 7-2 run by the Oregon players to start the game. Then kind of things got headed the other way. 19-4 run there by Washington to get in the lead. And then it looked like here near the end of the game, first half, that the Oregon team might get about a 15-point lead. They were up by 10, and then a couple of quick buckets here at the end by Washington to cut the lead down to 4, 51-47.
Well, just watching the warm-ups, let's just say it. Washington won the warm-ups. Bigger, faster, stronger. They won the warm-ups. But like we always say, winning the warm-ups doesn't matter. And a lot of times we've been in a gym with a team that we look down the floor and see they're not as tall, fast, whatever. Oregon fundamentally sound. They used the 3-ball to their advantage. The slow start, they didn't let it bother them. You know, Cole Turner, I thought, did a great job of keeping them alive on the boards and so forth. But, you know, that Washington team is explosive. And you saw that in the last 3 minutes where it was 12, I think 47-35. And now we're looking at a 51-47 halftime game. Washington's got the better athletes, clearly. But Oregon has some basketball players that can make plays. So this is going to be a fun one. A little bit lower scoring than last year's game that we did together. Simply, you know, probably the manner, the way the game flows. You never really know on those things. But, you know, just taking a quick look at the stats, Oregon winning the rebound battle, 27-21. You never would have guessed that. If we weren't looking at these stats and you'd have asked me, Akert, you know, who's winning the rebound battle, I wouldn't have picked Oregon. Yet they are. They've limited Washington to 3 offensive rebounds.
Exactly.
Good stuff right there. They're 9 for 21 at the three-point line, nearly 50%. And really, 9 for 27 they'd be happy for. That 33% number when you look at the stats and that points per possession that you really look at closely. And only 7 turnovers. And that's another number that's really good for the Oregon squad. So it's fun. It's a contrast of styles. You know, the 5-out, wide open, shoot the 3-ball Oregon offense versus the athletes and one-on-one type, you know, movements that the Washington squads are going with.
Right. Scoring for Washington, if you look at the stat sheet, Stevenson with 13, Porter with 13. Porter's 6 of 9 from the field. Those are 6 jams, too. 9 points for McKenzie and 6 points for Lynch. Leading rebounder for Washington and in the game is Lynch. He has 8, including 7 defensive rebounds, and Washington is 6 of 9 from the free throw line. For Oregon, the leading scorer in the game is Greeley with 15, Estep with 12, and then 7 for Baumey from the line. Oregon, there's the one of the problems, 4 of 9 from the line. The leading rebounder in the game for Oregon, I would have thought that it was Turner. Turner has 5, but Greeley has 6, including all 6 of them being defensive rebounds. From the field, 3-point Oregon is 9 of 21. 9 of 21. Washington is 3 of 12. So 6 more points there, you know, on 3-point baskets.
More than half of Oregon's shots are outside the arc. They've only attempted 41 as a group. So 21 of their shots are outside that 3-point line. Clearly that's where they're going to. And that's a smart move. And Coach Doty probably in a short amount of time has to figure out what his strengths are. And clearly I'm impressed also with Bryce Sloan. Not scoring the ball, but that doesn't matter. He's 5 assists, 1 turnover. And you like it when your point guard is 5 assists and 1 turnover. That helps you.
Yeah, that's a good ratio.
Yes, that's a great ratio.
Here's another thing that kind of stood out to me in the stats. If you look with the Oregon team, 5 of their players played 12 minutes. 5 of their players played 8 minutes. So pretty much he was rotating everybody. For Washington, on the other hand, Stevenson and Porter played 19 minutes and 18 minutes respectively. The big guy, Soren, 7'4", he played 2 minutes.
Clearly it's a different philosophy than Coach Doty has with the Oregon team. Typically in an all-star game, you might sub 5 and 5. You might have like what Oregon's doing with a group that's going to play 4 minutes and the other group's going to play 3. 4 and 3, 4 and 3. So, you know, we'll see if that takes its toll on Porter and Stevenson in the second half. Looking at their athleticism, I'm not sure if it will matter. But clearly there's a different philosophy there as far as how they're going to sub in this game.
Well, for example, like Emmett Matthews, who started the game for Washington, played 9 minutes. And some of the other players played like 18 and 19. So you can see you're right on the philosophy on that. But Soren, the big guy, he only played 2. He got in, kind of ran up and down the court a couple of times and came out.
Yep, and you never know. I mean, it could be injury issue. You don't know. We just don't know. We're not down there on the bench. We're down there on that coaching staff, so you have to defer to what they've talked about with the boys and what they're trying to do, and give those guys a chance to coach the game and do the best they can.
Of the 41 shots Oregon took in the first half, 21 of them were 3-point shots, more than half.
Yes, I said that earlier. That's a great game for them. That's what their strengths are. And it's a balanced 3 too. There's not one guy on there with 8 threes. You've got Greeley 3 for 4, and you got a whole bunch of 1 for 2s, 1 for 3s, 2 for 3s. And that makes it tough for Washington because it's not just one guy. When it's one guy, as a coach, you can go, okay, we've got to go get this guy, or we've got to go get that guy, or we've got to make sure we stay close to that. Oregon's got, if you look at the numbers here, of the 10 kids, we've got 3 balls by 8 of the 10. And that makes it tough for Riley Soren to get in the game.
Right.
And it's not his fault. He's 7'4". He's not used to guarding a guy 22 feet from the basket.
Exactly.
And so, Oregon play to their strength. And the 2 threes, kids that haven't shot threes are capable. And I think Cole Turner's probably more comfortable inside. But Angela's from 12th, and that's one of his strengths. So he could very well come in the second half and knock down a 3 ball. So 9 of your 10 kids can shoot threes. It can make it tough on the opponent.
I know you mentioned earlier, it's surprising to see that Oregon leads in rebounds at 27-21. Lynch has 8 of the 21 Washington rebounds, almost half of them himself. Is the strategy for Oregon going to stay the same in the second half?
I would think so. If it's not broke, don't fix it, as the old saying. And I think there might be some slight adjustments. They may tell anybody guarding Kevin Porter Jr., hey, take 6 steps back and make him shoot the ball.
Right.
Don't get too close because he's going to blow by you and dunk it. Stevenson is impressive, the Wichita State signee from Timberline up in Washington. He's an impressive player. And so, you look at Ellaby for Washington, he's 1 for 8. Now, as a kid, we saw him in the 25 points a game. Is he going to play that bad 2 halves back-to-back? Probably not. So, if you're Oregon, offensively, you're staying the same. Defensively, maybe some slight tweaks, the best you can do in an all-star game. Maybe back off Porter. Maybe make sure you find Stevenson. And if Ellaby's going to beat you, see if he's going to pull the jumper. Some nights it just isn't going and you can back off. So, I thought Oregon did a great job. And again, conversely, Washington's probably going to talk to their guys about not settling for jump shots. Attack the rim.
Yeah, and they're going to come out of this half-court game. You're going to see them push that ball much harder. Their transition game is really good. They're not using it as much as they could. I got to give it to Oregon, though. They're hitting the outside shots as you guys are talking about, but they're making smart reads on the inside and getting open inside easy baskets, too. So, it's helping them out a lot. I'd say Oregon's playing better as a team. Washington is still looking for that chemistry. They find it every now and then, or they work hard to get the big plays to keep them into this.
Yeah, we call it hero ball sometimes.
Okay.
You're trying to make too many big plays.
Yeah.
When basketball, most of the time, is an accumulation of little things that help you win a game. And in this kind of a game, I think they want to make a steal and make a spectacular dunk. They want to go, and Oregon knows that, and has done a good job of slipping to the rim. And a great point that Oregon has been fundamentally sound, all the way through.
In the first half, Cole Turner missed all 4 of his free throw attempts. If you look, he's standing down there at the free throw line, shooting free throws.
Good for him. I'm pretty sure when he lines up for the Nevada Wolfpack next year, the football team won't have him shoot any free throws. So I think he's okay. I'm sure he'd love to be 4 for 4 to help his team out. But maybe he's channeling his inner Shaquille O'Neal there, the 0 for 4 from the free throw line, and go from there. But good for him. He's playing good basketball for him. 5 rebounds, no turnovers. That's what you want your big guy to do, and you really don't need him to score. You'd love to make those free throws.
And Oregon spread the ball around, too. There's no player on the team that took more than 7 shots. Estefan Greeley took 7. Next highest was Baumey with 5, but they spread it around. Everybody, and as you mentioned, the thing when I looked at this that really stood out was how many players had taken a 3-point shot.
You got 9 out of those 10 guys.
Everybody but Turner and Angeles had taken a 3-point shot.
Yeah, and Angeles is a 3-point shooter. So
and he's a 3-point shooter.
That's just one of those weird things that just didn't happen. So, you know, it's a really contrasting styles. You know, to watch this game and announce this game, it's different ways of approaching the game. Either one can work. You know, Washington's going to have to rely on dominating the boards and running. Get in and use their athleticism. Oregon's going to rely on fundamentally sound basketball, shoot the three. If they go 9 for 21 in the second half, they're probably going to win.
Yep.
If they go 6 for 21, they're probably going to lose.
Yep. And somebody, like you said, somebody's going to have to stand in front of Porter so he can't drive unobstructed to the basket and jam those balls. He had 5 jams there in the first half.
Yeah, I can see why he's going to USC. You know, in addition to his athleticism, and he can score at will, but he's still a team player. He pushes the ball off. He will dish it in. He's not a player right now who's looking to be the only player on the court.
Yes.
All right, it's a 51-47 lead here for Oregon at halftime as the team's going to head back out to start the second half here at Liberty High School. The girls' game resulted in a 97-74 win for Washington, and it was a exciting game for Lexi and for Jade Lovell. Each of them, they had 27 and 23 points respectively.
Yep. Been a great year for the Hull sisters, state champs,
national champs,
Geico champs, and well deserved. They're good kids. Valedictorian, 4.0 students, and great basketball players. Stanford are getting a couple of gems.
All right, let's get the second half.
Washington will inbound the ball to start the second half. Ellaby will inbound the ball. Like I said, he's 1 for 8 in the first half from the field.
I think he's a real key for the Washington squad in the second half.
And Ellaby, and he comes down the lane, dishes underneath. There's a jam. Matthews had not scored in the game, opens the second half by jamming the ball, 51-49. Oregon, Sloan out on top. Down the lane, blocked, shot rejected, quickly ahead, Stevenson. Stevenson with a bucket.
You got a foul on that?
Yep, and here we are, we're 33 seconds into the second half and we're tied.
Yeah, that's that transition Steve was talking about. You know, a drive there by Estep in his high school game, he's going to make that land. But in this game, Matthews with the block, goes the other way. Washington is athletic.
And there's ball, gets his own rebound, Stevenson, ball tipped inside. Stevenson with another rebound. There's Ellaby with a shot, and finally for 2.
Yeah, this is not what you want to see if you're an Oregon coach right now or an Oregon fan out there watching. They 6-0 run to start.
Within 40 seconds, a 6-0 run to start the second half.
And the bad signs are 2 offensive rebounds, a little lapse down there on the free throw box out. You know, you worry a little bit. Maybe Oregon's worn down a little, but nice shot by Sloan.
Sloan comes down and hits a bucket from the free throw line. We're tied, 53. And stripped away, picked up by Van Tassel. Van Tassel to Estep. Estep back to Van Tassel at the line, misses the shot. Rebound Turner. Turner underneath, Greeley with a bucket.
Kyle Greeley.
Boy, I like Greeley a lot.
Good player.
This is Porter. If he gets anywhere near the basket, he's going to jam it. Nice save on the floor that time by Greeley. Greeley ahead to Sloan. Sloan down the lane, lays it in. And we mentioned a 6-0 run for Washington. There's a 6-0 run right back.
Right back at him.
Shot for 3, yes. Anderson, Trevante Anderson for 3. Oregon inside, uses the glass, tipped.
I wonder a little bit about Porter's motor. I've noticed a couple times he's been a little slow to transition and been a little slow to get up. And
Ellaby hits the bucket,
kind of a red flag as a coach watching. But you know what? He's played a lot of minutes. He very well could be fatigued a little bit.
Well, I want to tell you, Kurt, that's the same thing I was thinking just a few minutes ago.
Yeah. I wonder because the special players have a motor.
There is Sloan head down the lane, the ball knocked out of bounds. Sometimes players just coast, sometimes they are tired.
Yeah.
I'm thinking he was just coasting.
Very well could be.
59-57, Washington leads in Matt Van Tassel. Van Tassel dishes off to Estep. Estep misses the shot. Porter
Nice
ahead
pass
in
there.
a corner. Matthews, no. Jump for the rebound. Turner comes down with it. Turner, ball knocked away. Greeley for three, buried it.
Kyle Greeley for 3.
That's 20 in the game for Greeley. Whoa.
Out of bounds.
And I think Turner got hit in the face on a loose ball.
Yeah, a little poke from behind defensively when you get beat. That was the old bailout move we all learned when we were kids. Poke it from behind when you get beat.
Right. The Olay defense.
Yeah, that's, oh boy, I better do this.
Matthews inside draws a foul on the shot. He'll go to the line. 1 point Oregon lead, 60-59, 16:34 left in this game.
Since Emmett Matthews to the line to shoot 2.
The referee had to run down and tell some fans to get away from the shot clock.
Oh, I guess it's not a good idea when you stand in front of the
Right in
shot
front of the
clock.
shot clock, yes.
Yes, I see that now. Matthews hits 1 of 2. We're even, 60-60. Sloan. Oh,
boy.
blocked.
Yeah, you just can't do that against these kind of athletes.
Eric Stevenson with an assist from number 12.
And Stevenson with a bucket. Stevenson now with 17 in the game.
Impressive player. Very impressive player. Just the way he moves, carries himself, and if you've noticed, I know you've probably seen it, Steve, some of his jumps on those rebounds that he didn't get, he's athletic. He can
he's
get up
up
there.
there, yeah.
Yeah, he can get up a little bit.
So 62-60 Washington with the ball. There's a turnover.
Right idea, bad execution. I think Matthews, if he slid up about 2 more feet, so that we call it a window. You want to make that window an easy window for your teammate to get into.
Greeley with the ball. Gets a screen from Turner. Turner goes down low. Greeley dishes
Nice
off
pass.
underneath. Yes.
Turner with an assist from Kyle Greeley.
Turner with a bucket. The assist from Greeley. Turner now with 4 points in the game.
And Stevenson trying to go one-on-one.
Oh, down the lane, missed the shot. Got his own rebound, came down the lane, missed the shot. That was Stevenson. Oregon with the ball. We're even at 62. Estep for 3. Porter from the outside.
And that's a win for Oregon right there.
Yep.
That's a win.
Van Tassel underneath, tries to lay it in, tried to scoop it in. Short, 65-62, Oregon. Ellaby misses that one. He'd hit a couple in a row, missed that one.
Stevenson flying in there again. He's fun to watch.
He's got some hops and some airtime.
Greeley down the lane, stops, puts up the shot, gets it to roll in. Greeley with 7 here already in the second half.
He knows how to use his body and kind of seal you off, and he's deceptively quick. I think he's able to get a first step there and push the ball out front.
He is deceptively quick. He's on Porter on defense. Blocked over the top by Turner. turnover, be Oregon ball. 4-point lead now, 67, or I'm sorry, 5-point lead, 67-62.
Haven't seen Lynch yet. 6 minutes in.
Oregon with the ball. Valmy back to Angeles. Alexis Angeles.
Clock.
5 seconds on the shot clock down the
nice
lane.
Move. Yeah.
Angeles with the bucket. Nice move and just beat the shot clock. I think Oregon just realized, and there's a block shot on Ellaby. He's not happy. Underneath, lays it in.
Oregon just beating the fundamentals here.
Angeles on that play, on the pass from Rennie. And the lead now is 9, 71-62.
Here's a stat we should take in this game. Total number of passes average before they shoot it. And I would tell you that Washington's probably around 2. Sometimes 1, and I would say Oregon 3, 4 plus. Golden State started starting that years ago with the number of passes, total number of passes. And this is one where there's just too much isolation for Washington, and you can't get anything done unless the ball switches sides of the floor.
Oregon's doing this here in the second half without a bunch of three-pointers. At the line, that's Matthews. Emmett Matthews hits the free throw. The lead is 8, 71-63, 12:56 left to go. Matthews' second shot on the way, gets them both. He has 5 points all here in the second half. Angeles with the ball. In the corner, Bradford. Bradford stops, and a whistle and a foul. That's going to be on Porter reaching in on Bradford.
And I think that's trying to make a play that wasn't necessary.
Yeah.
The shot clock was running down. Oregon was going to be in trouble. Don't foul and give them 30 more seconds to pass the ball 3 times and make a 3.
Exactly.
It just part of playing the game at a high level is the ability to understand the game. And right there, silly foul. They had him in a bad spot. Probably would have got either a turnover or a bad shot out of it.
Bradford.
Overplaying, and now you're going to give up a lay-in.
And that ball, Oregon comes back up with it. Knocked away. And the ball's loose, finally picked up. Here comes Bradford. Bradford leaves it for Angeles for 3, no. 12 minutes now. A pass for Porter underneath. Tip goes out off of Oregon.
I think 15 is Elmore and 23 is Angeles.
Why, have I been calling them the wrong ones?
Yeah, I think 15 was on that last pull up there, jumper.
Ah, that's right. Okay. There's the jumper. Matthews. 15 is Elmore, 23 is Angeles. Yeah, okay. And there's the bucket.
Alexis Angeles for 2.
Angeles.
Funny how that works. You're talking about him. He makes a great play. Ooh, rim check.
That was Ellaby, and he went in after the whistle and thought he'd just stuff it just kind of a little extra and jammed the rim.
Basketball gods there said no way.
Not today. Out on top to Matthews. It's a 7-point lead for Oregon.
Yeah, just a one pass possession there.
Stolen away, stolen right back, and stepped out of bounds. The Washington ball.
Sloppy possession there.
11:25 left to go in this game. 8-point lead for Oregon.
This to me is where if I'm the Washington coach and seeing this, let's go 3 passes, guys, and let's attack the basket. Swing it, swing it, swing it. Again, here's another, could be a 0 pass possession.
Porter with a 2. If you can believe it, that's Porter's first bucket of the second half. There's Elmore. ahead. Whistle, and it's going to be a foul on Elmore. 5-point lead for Oregon, 73-68.
Interesting peek at the foul situation, Dave. 6-1 right now. Not that, again, individually probably not. But I would worry if I was Oregon about the 1-on-1, and if Washington attacks them, get to the foul line and get some bucket. Nice crossover.
Lead is 2. Elmore from the side, he buries a 3. Elmore puts Oregon back up by 5, 76-71. Matthews from the corner, that doesn't go. Rebound, that's Rennie.
Going back to that last Oregon possession, what a spectacular dish by Angeles. Twice in a row.
Time, yeah.
Back to the threes.
Yes.
Baumey buries a 3, and the lead jumps back to 8.
Yes, that's beautiful basketball. He realizes that to shoot that lay-in is going to be a block shot.
There's the rebound, Bradford.
Instead, he dished it and got him a 3, another 3. Oh,
Elmore that time buries a 3. Elmore's hit 2 threes here in the second half, and now the lead is 11 at 82-71. And we're halfway through the second half.
Some great shooting going on there by Oregon.
And unselfish basketball, moving the ball, an extra pass. If you watch their transition, their shooters are getting down and spotting up right away. They got a corner and a wing on both sides most of the time. Van Tassel has gone inside a couple times, but they've got shooters on both sides, and Washington's just not getting out there. And when they do get there, Oregon's making the extra pass.
Oregon's now hit 5 3-pointers here in the first half of the second half, and I can see Lynch was up and is going to check back in the game, I believe.
Oregon's playing like a team who's played together and got great shooters.
Oregon is playing like a team that's played together.
And has great shooters, so it doesn't matter who's outside there for the three-pointer. If you get that look, you're going to give it to them.
It's the great equalizer. That ability to put the ball in the basket and shoot it is just the great equalizer in the game of basketball. Washington in that timeout, I would have been talking about getting to the rim, getting some easy buckets, don't settle for jumpers. The next foul, Oregon's in the 1-on-1. On the other end, you got to get to the three-point shooters and force Oregon to drive for a lay-in once in a while and let those shot blockers go. Conversely, Oregon, keep doing what you're doing.
Oregon had 51 points in the first half. In the first half of the second half, they had 31. Porter shot doesn't go.
That's a win. That's another win. I would chalk that up. Again, look at them spotting up. Watch those shooters.
Elmore buries her. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. That is
S-step, I believe.
S-step.
He gave an extra wave to Porter, too.
Rebound.
Lynch misses it. Turner with a rebound. Turner in the game. Oop, stolen away. Here comes Washington. And a foul. A foul, I believe, before he ever got a shot off, right? Or is that a shooting foul?
It'll be 1-on-1.
Now the fouls are 7-1. Team fouls 7-1.
Oregon, you could see the confidence they've got right now. Just the way they're carrying themselves. S-step with a big shot there, and kind of just see they're just confidence coming out of their pores right now.
And there's the free throw. That's good by Stevenson. 8 points in here in the second half for Stevenson.
9 minutes to go. You're not in panic mode time yet for Washington, but certainly you don't like the way it's going here in the second half.
Get it into Turner. Turner. This is Sloan. Stolen away by Porter. Porter. And in the corner, nice play by Sloan to get up court and knock that ball out of bounds. It was headed into a corner for Anderson.
Oregon wanted the double tip, didn't get it. Maybe in lieu of some contact. Sometimes a referee, a good referee, lets that go.
This is Lynch. And that's going to count.
It's a hard one there.
Yeah, he's just too much for Van Tassel to handle. But again, if you're Oregon, the two versus three, you don't want the end one, that's for sure. You may want to foul him a little harder, make him earn 2 free throws.
Lynch at the line, chance for a 3-point play.
He's got a nice touch for a big guy.
And he gets it. He has 9 in the game. Sloan. Boy, Van Tassel's had a pick and backcourt that time. There's the shot. S-step, no, does not go. Tipped around. Oregon comes back with the ball. Sloan.
That's got to be frustrating for the Washington staff. They're giving up an offensive board.
This is S-step, lobs inside. Underneath, pass. There's a shot by Turner, and he's fouled.
Probably a smart foul by Washington. We'll find out. Cole was 0 for 4 in the first half.
We'll there to give.
We'll see what happens here.
Turner at the line. He's missed all 4 free throws.
He has. He's got some fundamental flaws going on there. That
missed that one.
As I said, I don't think the football program at Nevada is going to care. His intramural football or basketball team might worry a little bit about it, but I think football is his career path.
And now it's going to be short. Shot it too hard. Put back though, and a great turnaround putback. That's Van Tassel. Yes.
Tassel, yes. Over Lynch.
87-76.
They're letting them play down there. There was a bump earlier by Lynch, and then another bump by the Oregon player on Lynch.
Pull up, Van Tassel, too hard.
And now if that goes, you know it's all over, right?
Right.
If that one goes in.
And Matthews fouled from behind. Wasn't sure, that might have been Turner.
Foul charged to Oregon's number 21, Cole Turner.
It is, it's on Turner. It's going to send Matthews to the line. Matthews, he has 7 in the game. He hit 3 free throws already. The lead is 11, 87-76. We're going to be over 100 in this game.
Yeah. A little chippiness going down there. I think Lynch felt like he was hit pretty good on that one. Good friend of mine, Jim Comfort, the referee down underneath the basket there. I'll let him know that he'll take a peek at it. It's a good crew. Group of guys I've seen over the years doing a great job. Not an easy game to do. Not an easy game, I tell you what.
Your coach's friends aren't going to like you talking nice about the refs.
Hey, now I've got a new job. I got to be nice to these guys, right? Whole new me.
I was always friendly with the refs. And you can get away with a little bit more when you're on the floor and you're talking a lot.
Uh-oh. Oops. Something's going to be called there.
Yep.
Foul charged to Washington's number 12, Trevante Anderson.
That's charged to Anderson, Trevante Anderson. I'm not sure if that was just an incidental foul or if there was contact intended.
Sloan's trying to get open here against pressure. Washington amping it up a little bit. Might not be a bad idea. Down 10, 7:17 to go.
S-step with the ball.
They got to do something different if they want to win the ball game.
Turner down the lane, dishes underneath. Turner, the shot doesn't go. Rebound, Sloan, and a whistle.
Clocked it. He shot. No, he blocked. He got blocked.
Yeah, I don't think there was rim contact.
But you got somebody standing in front of the clock again.
Oh, exactly. That appears to be a shot clock violation.
Yeah, they reset it, it looks like, but there was somebody standing in front of the clock.
Yeah,
the ref needs to go over there and say.
The dilemma they've got, those clocks they're using, those are just clocks that they've turned into shot clocks.
Yeah.
They're not your regulation shot clocks, so we're going to have to go down here manually to whatever they think it is. And it's not synced up with our clocks here, like you would normally have in a state of Washington or somewhere else. And they put it at 21. That's interesting.
That is interesting.
I don't know. I really wasn't paying attention. I'm not sure. I'm sure they figured it out. Nicole Turner rolls hard on that pick and roll. Forces the switch.
Sloan.
Soren is in there, and I think Sloan needs to stay with the ISO.
Turner.
Stay with him. Stay with him.
Turner to Greeley. Greeley off balance when he shot that. Here comes Washington. Stevenson. And is that going to count? Let's see.
Oh, yeah, it'll count.
That's going to count. Stevenson with the bucket.
Wow.
Some great athleticism on that kid.
What a play.
Boy, he is an impressive player.
Boy, if Oregon has a call for an isolation, now they're taking him out again. Soren with just a short stint there defensively. Big free throw here. Although it's still going to be 3 possessions, even if he makes it.
Stevenson at the line.
You know, if I'm Washington right now, I press. I put Kevin Porter Jr. on the ball, and I let Matthews and Stevenson deny. Let Ellaby play kind of that middle center field. Let's try something different. Let's see if Sloan can handle that pressure. Well, I mean, there's some athletes on Washington to make it pretty tough.
Sloan loses the ball, fouled from behind. I think Stevenson is, he can't believe he got called in that, but actually the foul is on Anderson, Trevante Anderson.
Physical drive, you know, being up here, it's hard for us. Those guys are closer. And Washington's gonna have to amp up the defensive pressure.
Tipped outside, Oregon gets the ball back. Underneath, a shot blocked from behind by Porter.
Yeah, bad decision.
Stevenson down the lane, rolls around, doesn't go. Ahead, in on the bucket, lays it in. S-step. S-step lays it in.
We lost our clock.
Clock went out.
Boards.
Well, as a high school guy, I can tell you somebody tripped on it. Right over there, and
there it is. It's back up now.
you always feel a little foolish when you're that guy.
89-80. That's what the score is. 6:05 left. Referees are taking a look at that. I think that is the right time. That is the right score, 89-80. Oregon with a 9-point lead. And that ball was batted a couple of times by a couple of Oregon players. It's going to be Washington ball.
That's the right call, I think, from where we were at.
I do
We had
too.
a pretty good look at it.
Estep was making his closing argument. And Trevante Anderson with the ball. Starts down the lane, puts a shot up, doesn't go. Sloan.
Now notice no Washington players to the offensive glass at all.
At all, you're right.
And that shows it's a little bit toward the effort.
Tipped out. Tipped out. Oregon comes down with it, a foul. That's going to be, I believe, on Ellaby. But you're right, neither Lynch is not in the game, Soren's not in the game, and nobody went to the boards that time.
Nobody. It was ISO ball. The screener did not roll. You can pick and pop, but when you 8 out of 10 times in pick and roll, you got to roll hard or you'll never get anything out of it. If you're just constantly picking and popping, which is everybody wants to do these days, it's going to be pretty unsuccessful. 5
team fouls now. Turnaround jump shot by Greeley, and he buries that one. S-step, the pass to Greeley. Greeley turnaround jump shot, it goes. The lead is 11, 91-80. Porter.
Good foul. Make him make 2.
Boy, he got a big collision that time and backed the defender off about 3 feet. Foul called on the defender, but Porter's going to have to go to the line.
Yeah, Porter's big-time athlete. Let's see if he can make a couple free throws here. They desperately need it.
Gets the first. You know, Porter only has 3 points here in the second half.
I'm just not seeing the energy out of Washington that I expected to see coming into this game.
Lynch checks back in. 5:08 left to go. I think the coach saw that nobody was going to the bucket and put Lynch back in. Porter gets them both. 91-82, 9-point lead.
Still think Washington needs to get to the rim, get to the foul line. It's double bonus now.
And scoop shot. Baume with a rebound to the putback. That doesn't go. Lynch with a rebound. He just took it out of there. They tried a lob pass to Porter. He was off balance, couldn't get it. Tipped outside, a breakaway.
Oh boy.
Porter gets back and blocks it, but Angeles on the follow-up lays it in.
Good hustle there by Oregon.
Yeah, nobody else for Washington got back. Just effort right now. Oregon is winning the effort game.
Lynch.
And that might be a little too little, a little too late.
93-84, Baume with a shot, air ball.
Here comes Stevenson with Ellaby.
Stevenson, and
Boy,
lays it in.
He has something special going on.
You know, if you're looking for people with heart out there, Stevenson's going to be at the top of the list.
Oh boy.
Stolen away, here comes Porter, and missed the jam, but there's a whistle.
Wow. I don't know if I could go out and throw out in this one, but is he a potential dunk contest kind of kid down the road?
Yep.
A couple years in college or whatever? I mean, I don't know.
Not only is a high flyer, but he also just really revs it up and jams that ball. Makes the free throw. The lead now is 6, 93-87 with 3:55.
Of course, you look at like last night, those are the 12 best men's basketball, under 19 USA guys. And,
Larry Doty is going to go back with the team that was playing so well together. That's Van Tassel, Sloan, Estep, Greeley, Turner.
Hey, Coach Doty's done a great job. Sub, got guys in. Going to finish with his best group right now. It's down to 5, which I can't believe because it feels like Oregon's up 30.
93-88. Sloan, Greeley, back out on top to Sloan. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Going to have to get something going here. Greeley starts down the lane, dishes back. Van Tassel for 3, buried it.
Buried it with 2 on the clock.
And Estep with
we got a steal there.
Yep, Estep hung around, caught a sloppy pass.
Yeah.
Just heady basketball by the Oregon squad. And don't get me wrong, I am amazed by the athleticism of the Washington guys. They very well may project to be better collegiate players because of the athleticism, but right now, the Oregon squad is outplaying them with fundamentals, the extra pass, and the 3-ball.
97-88, make it a 10-point lead. Here it is. Estep, 10-point lead, 98-88. Stevenson, ball knocked away and knocked out of bounds. 3:16 on the clock.
You can't get poked from behind twice. If they poke it once, you got to
crossover.
You got to cross that ball over. You got to protect it with your body. Push it out front. There's 2 or 3 things you can do there that allow you to keep going, get to the rim.
98-88, 3:16 left to go.
If you're Washington right now, you're probably talking out of bounds play first, got to score, and then get into press. If you're Oregon, you're probably talking about dealing with the pressure, moving the ball, what you're going to do at the end of shot clock. Because right now, a 20-second possession, 25-second possession is to Oregon's favor. Washington wants to go quick, score quickly, get into, again, it's hard to press when you don't have your team.
Right.
But you're going to have to figure something out. That's what they're going to have to do.
27 in the game for Stevenson.
Some of his better players have been on the floor an awful long time, too. He just is not giving them that 3-quarter break to get their legs back.
Yeah, they just haven't. They got it down to 5 and back now to 10.
It's been a lot of players who've contributed in all kinds of different ways. Estep and Greeley have been the guys carrying the scoring load for the Oregon team.
Yeah, and I like what Angeles did in the second half. He gave them 8 points and probably 3 assists in that one stretch. You know, he's not in now, but boy, when he was in there in that second half, he adjusted to the speed of the game that he struggled with in the first half. Did a great job.
Elmore's hit a couple of threes. Van Tassel's hit a three. Porter, he wants to go down the lane. He's going to send that out on top. Ellaby for three. No. Rebound. Good job of boxing out that time by Turner. I'm sorry, by Greeley.
Ellaby has struggled tonight, mightily.
Turner, ball knocked loose, and great job that time. Out of bounds, but what a basket-saving play by Sloan.
That's something you can't teach. That's playground. Oh boy, we're in trouble, so you jump the passer. And again, that's where the passer has to make a little bit of an eye fake, get by, one more dribble, and get the lay-in.
Not just the athleticism of that, but having the sense to figure that out. Yeah, I need to do that.
Yeah, I like him. He is a good-looking player.
Bryce Sloan.
And Estep, clearly, the basketball IQ has been passed on from generation to generation.
Washington down the lane. That's Stevenson. Finally misses something. And the ball goes out of bounds, went off Ellaby. Ellaby is just struggling, reaches up and slaps at the net. He knows that he's struggling.
Yes, he's going to be about 2 for 17 today.
Turner over the timeline.
It's a bad place
Watch out.
to stop.
Yeah. Just go a step over the timeline and stop. And then took a look backwards. That was
yeah, they are going to foul Turner probably on purpose here from here on out if they can.
Stevenson the foul, that's his fifth. We're now in the penalty situation on both teams. But Turner at the line. Turner has not made a free throw tonight. And just when you needed one, he got it.
Good boy.
Turner with 5 in the game. The lead is 11, 99-88, 2:21 left to go. And there's the second. Turner takes Oregon into triple digits, 100-88. Turnaround jump shot for Ellaby, hits that one. Ellaby has 9 in the game. Sloan.
Oregon's got to keep the floor spread.
Down the lane, great pass by Turner. Greeley with a shot, doesn't go, and that ball tipped, and Turner makes a great attempt to stop that, but out of bounds. 155, the lead is 10, 190.
I'm curious to know how many timeouts Washington has. They've got to go quick.
Porter, air ball.
Oregon ball.
These
Porter
guys,
puts his head down.
They've lost their legs, man. They have no the energy's low.
I might have subbed Lynch there quickly on offense to get an easy bucket and then come down and time out and get your defensive squad back in. Now they've got to foul Turner if he's in the game.
They foul Sloan. The value to Oregon of Bryce Sloan has been immeasurable. You know, you look at his stats, he has 7 points in the game, but running the offense, he has been amazing, and he's at the line now.
A good floor general, solid player,
Right.
pass first guy.
I don't know why Lynch isn't in the game. Cole steals the ball away on the rebound, sends it back out on top. Cole Turner, and there's a foul. Ellaby is going to foul Estep.
Washington's number 25, C.J. Ellaby. Fourth personal foul, 19 fouls.
This is where you might, again, think about offense, defense. If you're Washington, kind of hard not knowing your personnel maybe. Oregon's giving them a break. There's 2 straight missed one-on-ones.
Estep misses the front end of that one-on-one. Here comes Porter. Porter puts up the shot. It's tipped inside. Nice job inside by Matthews. The lead is 8, 125. And Ellaby fouls Sloan.
What did he say?
He said no trap. Did he call intentional, or I'm not sure?
Wait.
No, he must have just called a foul.
Yeah, I thought well, we're in the penalty situation, though.
Will the game rules maybe dictate no trapping in the backcourt?
Sloan.
That's the only thing I can think of.
Sloan goes down the lane, realizes nobody's guarding him, stops and just puts up about a 3-foot jumper. There's the ball, not hit the front of the rim, but that was a long three.
Could be ball game.
All alone, down underneath, and that's S-Step. 1 minute left in the game. 104-93, the lead is 11. Underneath, and Stevenson with a bucket. He has 29 in the game.
It's garbage time now.
104-94, 41 seconds. You know what? There are some players who's not going to play till the end, but Stevenson is.
Stevenson is. Oregon's got 5 of them out there right now.
Washington moved off and kind of just let Oregon throw the ball around. Stevenson went out and tried to get it.
Oh, boy.
Here comes Porter. Expect him to try to jam it. No, he passes it. Passes it back to Stevenson. Stevenson misses the shot. Porter turned around, missed that, and tipped back up and in.
Poor Cole Turner there. He was on an island by himself.
Matthews tipped that one in. 14.3 seconds left to go. The lead is 8, 104-96.
Well, a lot of credit to the Oregon kids. A lot of good team basketball, knowing their strengths, knowing who they are, knowing what they can do, and bright futures. These undecided guys, hopefully they find the right place to play if that's what they want to do. And the guys that are going, good luck to them. Same thing on the Washington squad. It's another fun year, Dave.
It is.
We didn't hit 140 this year, just 105.
Sloan makes that free throw. Matthews underneath, and the putback, that's good for Anderson. 4 seconds, 3, 2, 1. This game is over.
Stick around, we're going to have our announcement.
Kyle Greeley, heck of a game, future Portland State Viking.
All right, so that's the final score. Oregon 105, Washington 98. First half it was 51-47, Oregon 4-point lead. Second half, Oregon outscored Washington 54-51 for that 105-98 final, and an impressive performance.
Yeah.
A number of players who I look down the stat sheet here, and I don't see, they don't have 29 points in the game like Stevenson did, but they've got great plays. Bryce Sloan, who ran the offense for so long. S-Step and Greeley, who played so well and did pick up some of the scoring for them. Cole Turner, who certainly was not the biggest guy out there on the court, but held his own.
An athlete. Cole Turner's an athlete, and that's kind of old school basketball where you play football, you play basketball. I don't know if he does track. I would assume he probably does. He just made plays for the Oregon team, mostly on the defensive end, mostly with hustle plays, but I think, you know, if we were to have a hustle board up on the wall like the Blazers have and all those things, I think the Oregon squad is going to win the hustle board, and that's why they won the ball game. Obviously, they shot the three ball really well, but they out-hustled them. And give a lot of credit to Coach Doty, who kept everybody fresh. You know, it looks like a co-MVP down there.
They just announced the MVP, and it's a co-MVP. The two Oregon players, Jake S-Step and Kyle Greeley, are the co-MVPs in this. And you have to say, you know, at times when Oregon needed some buckets, they went out and got them.
Well, they took care of the ball. They played well the whole game. You know, played smart. Just simply played smart. I can't see the stats, but I'm sure they kept turnovers down.
Yeah, I for sure. To me, Oregon much more consistent. That's a great word you used there, Steve. Much more consistent throughout the game. Washington played in spurts. They looked spectacular for 2 or 3 minutes, and then the energy, the effort wasn't there. You know, so give credit to the Oregon squad. You know, very consistent from 1 through 10.
You look, we've got the stat sheet here now. A couple of things that stick out. 24 points in the game for Greeley, 24 points in the game for Estep, 9 of 13 from the field for Greeley, 8 of 17 for Estep. You had mentioned the shooting for Ellaby, CJ Ellaby. He was 4 of 16, and that contributed to some of that. Porter was 7 of 17. I'm looking down at the rebounds in the game, and let's see. Greeley had 10. Turner had 9, 8 rebounds for Bryce Sloan. Sloan with 8 assists in the game. You know, everywhere you look there, it's full of stuff with outstanding efforts by the kids on both sides.
For sure, and again, it jumps out a little bit. You know, Washington did not win the board battle, and they clearly had the size battle. I look at Washington's three-point percentage, 6 for 26. I think a lot of those were due to the fact they just didn't move the ball. A lot of those threes were a contested, hand-in-the-face three. If you're going to shoot the three, you got to do it like Oregon did. You got to do it kind of with that Golden State Warriors model of move the ball quickly, get the defense shifting, and try to get as open a look as you can. In a game like this, with not a lot of coaching going on, meaning that they had to get ready quickly, an extra pass makes all the difference, and Oregon embraced that. A well-deserved win for the Oregon guys.
6 of 26 from three-point range for Washington, 16 of 35 for Oregon, including Estep was 4 for 8, Greeley was 4 for 6, and Elmore was 3 for 6 on the three-point range. Probably the only place that Oregon suffered in this was 9 of 19 from the free throw line. Yes. Washington was 18 of 24. Rebounds, as you said, 56-46 Oregon, 10 for Greeley, 9 for Turner, 8 for Sloan, 8 rebounds for Sloan, 8 rebounds in the game for Dalton Rennie also. So big effort on all of those things. Yeah,
and you look, that 16 for 35 stands out. You know, the Oregon team shot 35 threes, made almost half. And that's a pretty high points per possession right there when you're making those shots. Plus it stretches you out. You have to come out and guard it. Now the drives start to open up. I thought Angeles from Tualatin did a terrific job in the second half. He came in and made a couple extra passes.
Yeah, there was just a spark there. They kept their rhythm going. They kept their momentum going. Somebody comes in from the bench and keeps that momentum going. It's a hard team to play against.
Aaron Bond, 4 for 8 with 10. I mean, a list of characters here on the Oregon squad that made contributions. You look at the Washington squad, it felt like, anyway, from up here, if Stevenson and Porter didn't score, they were going to struggle to score.
Since the game is over, let me read you the scoring for both teams. We'll start with Oregon. Sloan with 10 in the game, Turner with 6, Estep 24, Greeley 24. They were co-MVPs. Van Tassel with 7, 9 in the game for Elmore, Rennie with 2, Angeles with 10, Bradford with 3, and Aaron Baum with 10. For Washington scoring in the game, Matthews had 12, 29 for Stevenson, 19 for Porter, Trevante Anderson 8, Ellerby with 10, Brooke McKenzie with 9, Lynch with 11. The only 2 players in the game who didn't score were Kadeen Anderson, who only played 4 minutes in the game, and Riley Soren, the 7'4" who played 2 minutes in the first half and 1 minute in the second half, total of 3 minutes, and didn't score.
Yeah, just a tough game for Riley, the way the Oregon team was shooting threes. If Oregon would have had a more traditional post player, he probably gets in some more time. And again, we don't know. You know, we're not over there on the bench, and so to wonder about those really isn't. Give all the credit to Oregon. You know, I think I'm sure the Washington coaches are thinking, man, they played good team basketball. Considering that it was an all-star situation.
All right, that's kind of our game tonight. Steve, final comments?
Oh, kudos to Oregon for playing, as Coach said, good team basketball. You know, they came out all-star shooting, and they matched that with their chemistry, and that was through the whole game. You know, they never let down on it. Washington definitely has some talent. We saw some great highlight plays from them. You know, a little bit more chemistry might have been needed there to play a game like Oregon was playing tonight. But overall, good all-star game. We had some great highlights in the game, and we had some great basketball play.
Kurt?
Well, again, the extra pass, sharing the basketball, doing the little things. That's basketball the way Oregon played it tonight. and not to say Washington can't. It's a very difficult situation coming into an all-star game, trying to throw a team together. You have a banquet on Friday. You've probably practiced 3 times, 4 times, whatever it is. You go play, you see what happens. You know, they play again tomorrow. It could be a different result, but again, it's fun to see high school guys in their last game have a great opportunity to showcase their skills. Really impressed with Greeley, the Portland State commit. I liked how he played. I liked his unselfishness. I liked how he carried himself. He was impressive. And Eric Stevenson from Washington stands out as a future star
Right, yeah.
at Wichita State. He has a little extra gear that I haven't seen a player have out of these games.
Throughout the game,
Yes.
he was able to put it on anytime he wanted.
Big time motor.
Yeah.
Steve, thanks for your comments tonight. Great working with you. Kurt, second year. This is getting to be a tradition for you and I hope we can carry this tradition forward.
Well, I have a lot of fun. You know, despite the bad jokes that Brian makes me tell, I think everything else has been smooth, and I really enjoy this. It's a great time, and I love high school sports. And as I'm going on to my next phase, coaching at the college level, I'll continue to be around the high school game trying to get kids to come play.
Exactly. Good luck. You're
Thank
the
you.
new women's basketball coach at Clackamas Community College, and good luck on the upcoming season. Want to thank the people with the Merritt Truax Memorial Northwest Shootout, the administrator, Nick Robertson, for all of their help and all of their cooperation. We were at the banquet last night, and we were treated very, very well. And I want to thank Liberty High School for hosting this event and providing us with the space for our facilities. Our crew tonight, Ryan Johnson, Sean Phillipson, the great job on all of that, on those great pictures, and hope you will join us next year when we bring you this same event. So on behalf of the crew, on behalf of my partners, Steve Roberts and Kurt Guelsdorf, I'm Dave Hall. Our final scores again tonight in the Merritt Truax Memorial. In girls action, it was Washington 97, Oregon 74. In boys action, it was Oregon 105, Washington 98. Good night, everybody.